Hey, salut tout le monde, c'est Damoclès, j'espère que vous allez bien. On se retrouve aujourd'hui pour une nouvelle vidéo de Genshin Impact, évidemment. On se retrouve en plein milieu de la quête de Yelan, on doit environ être à la moitié, parce qu'on doit chercher à remplacer Oncle Tian qui commence à se faire vieux et qui désire profiter de sa retraite. Et du coup donner son titre de 7 étoiles, enfin de l'un des membres des 7 étoiles à un membre de la jeune génération, on va dire. Évidemment, si la série vous plaît, n'hésitez pas à laisser un like, à commenter, à vous abonner, à activer la cloche, évidemment, pour ne manquer de la suite. Je vous rappelle qu'aujourd'hui, on aura peut-être poule de Villette. Si c'est pas aujourd'hui, c'est demain. Et c'est sûr que dans l'épisode prochain, on va sous les roues. Donc enfin, l'Arlésienne va prendre fin. On va enfin se rendre dans cette putain de forêt. Donc n'hésitez pas. Évidemment, si vous voulez vivre tout en direct, n'hésitez pas à nous rejoindre sur Twitch et sur le serveur Discord grâce au lien en description, évidemment. Alors, la personne à qui on doit parler, à se trouve où? Ah bah ça doit être le gamin, je pense.
Hey, it's you guys! Wait, what's the phrase? Oh yeah, honored to meet you. What brings you to me?
The truth is, we are but newcomers to this territory. We heard tell of a great martial artist, Master Dugu, who knows everything there is to know. Hence, we sought you out to ask for your guidance.
Really? People said I know everything there is to know?
But of course, we also heard that Master Dugu is a kind and virtuous swordsman who never turns away anyone who comes with questions.
Great! So what do you wish to know? Nothing happens on this street that I don't know about.
Now she's lying to a kid.
De Gaucho a l'air heureux alors, considérant que ces mensonges sont pour une bonne cause.
So, Master Dugu, have you heard of one by the name of Jur-E?
Sure have. You mean that guy that all the grown-ups are talking about these days? I've heard many tales of jury. For example, I can't remember.
Ah, yes.
Probably because it's nothing that important. I prefer stories about sword-fighting heroes.
Oh, I can completely understand that. Then let me ask you this. Do you remember roughly when the grown-ups started talking about Jur-E?
Oh yeah, I know that. It was about 2 or 3 months ago. Before that, people always used to talk about jury in a kind of nasty tone of voice. But 2 or 3 months ago, suddenly everyone started to like him.
Comme ça, d'un coup.
Sometimes he gives me candies, so I'm glad that people are starting to like him now.
Just as I thought.
Huh? What do you mean?
I mean, just as I thought, Master Dugu is indeed as kind and virtuous as the legends claim.
I'm not that great. Oh yeah, one other thing. These days, there's a lot of people I've never seen before talking about jury stories in the street. They seem like nice people.
Oh, definitely.
Des patrouilles peut-être?
Great! So next time I see them, I'll say hi. And I guess I can share some of my candies with them too.
Certainly. You can also tell my friend in Yenshang Tea House about what they're up to. I'm sure my friend would also like
Bien
to
sûr.
say hi to them.
Elle est maligne.
Thank you, ma'am!
You're welcome. Well then, fare thee well, Master Dugu.
Until we meet again.
Any of that sound strange to you?
Oui.
Strange? What was strange about it? Juri seems to have a great reputation. Uncle Soon and Uncle Gas spoke highly of him, and Dugu Shuo seems to like him too.
True. But the issue is, where did his sudden celebrity come from? It almost seems too good to be true.
Sudden? Too good to be true? What do you mean?
So he returns cruelty with kindness, and had to work to support his studies. These are the kinds of things that make someone well known in their hometown. But Uncle Soon said even his friends who travel far and wide hear about him wherever they go. That's a little over the top, if you ask me. Do you remember what Dugu Shuo said about Jur-E's stories? Clearly they left him with a good impression of the guy. But beyond that, he wasn't interested in the details. That's the reaction I would expect from any normal person. Plus, there's the fact that all this praise of Jur-E has only been happening within the last 2 or 3 months. His childhood, his studies, the thing with his neighbor. None of these are recent events. So why are these stories only going around now?
When you put it like that, it is kinda strange.
Of course, if that's all there was to it, I wouldn't look into it any further. Jur-E was born into a poor family. Paying people to get his stories out there is within the rules of the game as far as I'm concerned. The problem is, do you remember what Uncle Gao said about him? He's stayed poor his whole life. Everything he's earned he's either spent on studying, traveling, or paying off debts. I don't think he has the mora to pay for a publicity campaign.
Il est aidé par quelqu'un.
Right. And that changes everything. It can mean a powerful faction is trying to gain influence over the Liu at Xixing. That's the worst case scenario. But all too often, the most pessimistic speculation turns out to be closest to the truth.
Someone's trying to gain influence over the Qixing? That sounds serious. What should we do? Even if we asked Juri about it, surely there's no way he'd admit it.
First, we need to find out who's supporting him. Don't worry, I've got a plan. Remember the current affairs and planning stage of the assessment? Since the successful candidate is duty-bound to implement their plan after taking office, their manifesto tells us their stance on key issues. Whoever is secretly helping Jur-E must be seeking to benefit from his actions after his appointment. So, we should be able to find some hints in Jur-E's manifesto on who we're dealing with. Come on, let's get back to Yanshang Tea House.
Ouais, c'est intéressant, ouais. Il y a toujours des histoires de pouvoir de toute façon. Hein. On verra si c'est autant le bordel à Sumeru. Déjà que les fatouilles cherchaient à saper l'influence de l'ordre de Favonius pour aller buter Storm Terror. Là pareil, t'avais les fatouilles qui voulaient un peu s'immiscer dans les 7 étoiles pour voler le gnosis de Zongli, alors qu'au final il avait déjà négocié avec la Tsarine. D'ailleurs on sait même pas c'était quoi les conditions de cet accord là, et on le saura sûrement que lorsqu'il y aura le chapitre de Snaznaya. Là ça cherche encore à saper l'influence des 7 étoiles. À Sumeru a priori je vais avoir envie de taper tous les PNJ. Mais faut voir en fait. Alors attends, c'est ici, ouais. Putain, la maison de thé pour consulter le manifeste. Ah, c'était là en fait.
Jur-E's manifesto covers a huge range of topics. Looking for details that don't add up will be like trying to find a needle in a haystack. I'll divide the reports into 2 piles. You take one, I'll take the other. When we're finished, we'll put our heads together. Officially, the assessment is already over, and I'll be expected to announce the results before long. So we have to get to the bottom of this as quickly as we can.
Yikes! We better hurry!
Whatever else Uncle Tian might think of Jur-E, the fact remains that he's one of his favorite students. Any evidence he's left is not going to be immediately obvious. We'll have to look carefully and think critically.
Manifeste de Z. Examinez attentivement le manifeste. Taper tous les PNJ ou taper tous les PNJ? Non, de les frapper, vraiment de les frapper. Non, mais taper les PNJ, il n'y a que Furina, Shogun Raiden, bref. Ça va être un peu long. Non, vraiment, t'as envie de les frapper a priori.
Even though Yelan took half,
Te taper tous les PNJ. Non, ça, c'est à Fontaine entre Chlorinde, Navia, Fiori, Furina. Même la moitié que Yéla nous a laissé est super grosse.
well, we gotta start somewhere.
Lire le chapitre mer. En raison de divers facteurs, les tempêtes de mer sont devenues plus fortes ces dernières années. Je suggère de créer une unité de patrouille spéciale qui s'occupera des monstres marins. La flotte devra être composée des éléments suivants. Cette partie couvre diverses questions liées à la défense des côtes. Lire le chapitre roche. Et salut Fax. Les récits folkloriques évoquent de nombreuses reprises le trésor laissé par le souverain de la roche entre les montagnes de Liyue. Cependant, en raison des obstacles qui entravent les travaux d'excavation du gouffre, de nombreux chantiers ont été annulés. Les ouvriers de la forge de Roche Noire sont à l'arrière à proximité de la chambre d'or depuis un certain temps. Ils devraient être embauchés en priorité sur des projets pour lesquels ils peuvent être utiles. Cette partie traite d'exploitation minière, de forage, de tunnels, d'exploration et d'exploration de ruines. Lire le chapitre route. La topographie accidentée de la forêt de pierre Wagwang et du pic Qingyun rend la communication et les transports difficiles. Les sommets abrupts des montagnes ne sont reliés que par des pans de cordes. Ils sont dangereux à emprunter et totalement inadaptés au transport de marchandises. Ces régions sont riches en herbes médicinales et en gisements de minerais. La construction d'un réseau routier autour des montagnes serait une entreprise extrêmement bénéfique. Cette partie contient un plan pour la construction de routes et de ponts. Arrêtez de lire.
Oh, this reading is giving Paimon a headache. Let's take a break.
Looks like I'm the first one back, as usual.
Oh, hey! It's one of Yelan's little helpers, Shanghua! If you're back, that means you finished investigating Tianwei, right?
You betcha. I visited all the commerce guilds and gathered a wealth of information. Every time they asked me to leave, but I always had another trick up my sleeve.
Don't drag this out. Just tell us your findings.
Yes, Lady Yelan. To summarize my findings, most people who've had interactions with Tianwei will start out complaining about how proud and arrogant he is, but then go on to give a generally positive appraisal of him. The young master of the Feiyun Commerce Guild said that Tianwei appears arrogant, but he's very scrupulous in the way he works. Once he signs a contract with somebody, he treats them fairly regardless of their background.
Who'd have thought?
Is it possible that his reputation is fake? Is there any way you can check the accounts of the businesses under his name?
In theory, that should be very difficult. But here's the thing. I asked around and found out that almost all of Tianwei's accounts are open to the public. Where he buys from and sells to should be confidential business information, but he doesn't seem interested in protecting it at all. Tianwei often sees business opportunities that others don't, but once he's made enough mora off of it, it's like he gets sick of it and releases all of his trade secrets.
D'accord.
It's like he wants people to know that they still can't beat him, even if he shares all of his secrets. The fact that someone like that can still make mora is pretty infuriating when you think about it.
What a strange guy. It's like he's not doing business to make mora, but instead...
To validate his theories. No wonder his manifesto contains so many insights. It's all the result of his first-hand experimentation.
I'm back! Huh? How come you're here?
Why do you think? Obviously, because I possess superior skills and am always one step ahead of the competition. Well, when you're the...
Whatever. I'm not getting into an argument with you. If I hadn't had something else to take care of on the way, I would have been back long before you. Lady Yelan, I have finished investigating Mingbua.
Well, we're all ears.
The Ministry of Civil Affairs says that Mingbua struggles to get his words out when he gets nervous, especially when he's chatting with strangers.
Mais...
But after a few days of getting to know him, you can pretty much have a normal conversation with him. On the whole, the feedback from the Ministry of Civil Affairs was very positive. He always considers the things that everyone else overlooks.
In your opinion, was the Ministry of Civil Affairs' appraisal of Mingbua at all exaggerated?
I don't believe so. Mingbua is someone who has slowly but surely earned the reputation he has today. According to Miss Yu, the Ministry often gets Mingbua to take a final look at projects before they're implemented. People feel much more confident in something if it has his stamp of approval. Oh, and also, there was once someone in the Ministry who was lying and cheating to try to advance their career. Mingbua gave them the scolding of a lifetime. Apparently, he can be terrifying when he loses his temper. I haven't seen it for myself, though.
Whoa, that's hard to imagine.
Like I said before, things are not always as they appear.
Ah, so that's what you meant by that. Paimon's starting to get it now.
Thank you both. You're free to go now. So, have you finished reading the manifesto?
We still have a bit left.
Terminer la lecture du manifeste avec Yelan.
I can't see any immediate problems looking at the individual entries. The only one that strikes me as a little unusual is the Qiangshu Pool redevelopment plan.
De quoi s'agit-il?
Qiangshu Pool has always been home to many secrets. Plus, Ajdaha once wrought havoc there, so there are even more secrets buried deep underground. At some point, a rumor began to go around that there is great treasure buried beneath Qiangshu Pool. A long time ago, with the approval of the Qixing, a mining team conducted an exploratory excavation there.
So, did they find any treasure?
Évidemment que non.
None. The ruin was completely impenetrable. The only way they could have gotten through the solid rock would have been by blowing it open with a special kind of explosive. The technology wasn't mature enough at that time, so the excavation project was shut down and the treasure became a mere legend. Zhi-Yi's manifesto focuses on solving problems, and this treasure hunt seems extremely risky. It seems out of step with the rest of his plans. Still, this one fact alone doesn't tell us much. Everyone wants to get their hands on this treasure. The treasure hoarders, the Fatui, even local Liyue factions. Did you find anything?
Excavation? Project? Treasure? Did we read anything similar in our half of the manifesto?
La forge de roche noire. Le chapitre roche.
Oh yeah! Juri said the Blackcliff Forge workers should get right of first refusal if any suitable projects come up.
Did he now? Well, that makes everything much clearer. So Zhi-Yi wants the Blackcliff Forge to excavate the treasure of Qiangshu Pool.
Does that mean the Blackcliff Forge is Juri's secret supporter?
No, not likely. I've looked into the Blackcliff Forge before. They aren't involved with any powerful factions at present. They do possess some specialized explosives, but it would seem more trouble than it's worth to put so many resources into a risky project like this. Still, since the clues are pointing toward the Blackcliff Forge, we should see where they lead. We may well find something new.
Je dis bien qu'il y aura quelque chose à faire là-bas.
Anyway, Mingboard both turned out to be completely different than what we thought.
On a toujours pas fini la quête. Hein. Hop.
What about Juri? Is there another side to him too?
Hop. Nickel.
This is the Blackcliff Forge. Let's look around for clues.
Rien d'important ne s'est produit aujourd'hui, rien d'important ne s'est produit aujourd'hui. Jour de paix. Nous avons 3 nouvelles recrues. Je n'aurais jamais pensé que des gens voudraient nous rejoindre à un moment pareil. Une des nouvelles recrues est très compétente, nous l'avons nommée chef d'équipe. Rien d'important ne s'est produit aujourd'hui.
What's this? A diary?
From the back, it looks like a ledger, but it seems they also use it as a site log. We don't know who wrote it, but it's interesting, don't you think? These newcomers, who could have sent them?
You think they're suspicious?
Yes. Look, it says right there, one of them's already been promoted to team leader. At this rate, by the time the Qiangshu Pool redevelopment plan is ready to roll, they'll be the technical backbone of the team. That'll give them the chance to take a lot of liberties. They can copy any secret texts or steal any treasure they find underground. Imagine if we didn't suspect anything. By the time Zhi-Yi recommends the Blackcliff Forge for the excavation project, at most we would maybe do a fresh background check on the place. No red flags if all they did was change some key staff. And even if we decided to vet the staff individually, they'd have had more than enough time by then to come up with fake identities. That's the advantage of planning this far in advance. It was a clever move.
When you put it like that, it all makes sense. If we hadn't found this out, someone else would have stolen the treasure.
Et j'imagine que le donjon, ce sera l'endroit où il y a ce trésor-là.
So, who's really behind all this?
That's a question for the newcomers. But let's start with that worker over there for now.
Ok.
Excuse us. We want to ask you about the newcomers.
You want them to teach you or something? I gotta say, these newcomers are in tip-top shape. Fast learners, too. They're picking up all the skills unbelievably fast. My only complaint is that they're always going out drinking at night, but they never let us join them. I guess they just need some time to adjust. I'm sure we'll get to know each other over time.
They go out drinking. This area isn't exactly renowned for the nightlife. I'm guessing it's a long trip to the nearest tavern.
You got that right. They tell me they go all the way back to Liyue Harbor to drink at Wanmin Restaurant. It rained after work today, so they actually stuck around at the site for a while. But as soon as the rain stopped, they went out drinking again right away. Hey, you're only young once, right? I say, if they can hack it, let them at it.
Interesting. Let's go talk somewhere else.
Yella nous amène dans un coin plus calme.
Looks like our hunch was on the Mora. These newcomers are very suspicious. Drinking in Liyue Harbor, huh? Some cover story. I'll wager they've been going to intelligence updates. Good thing it rained today. It means they'll leave footprints. I doubt they'd give themselves away that easily, but let's follow them and try our luck.
Après, Liyue, dire que c'est très loin, même IRL, c'est à 10 minutes de marche. Hein. Moi je dis ça, je dis rien. Hein. On va suivre les traces. Mais là, on a 21 minutes, vous verrez, on sera rentré à Liyue avant, avant la 30e minute, hein, largement. Donc c'est pas mal, c'est que nous aussi on a des empreintes. Par contre, les petits poulets qui devaient faire, ils devaient marcher vraiment comme ça, quoi.
These footprints are heading towards Liyue Harbor. Maybe we were wrong about them.
Just as I thought. They didn't go to Liyue Harbor. They went that way.
Donc c'est parti dans l'espèce de maison là à côté. Une vieille cabane, ils sont allés là, genre.
The footprints stop here. But, judging from the direction, I'm guessing their destination was that abandoned house.
Il semble qu'un combat ait eu lieu ici, mais les marques ne sont pas évidentes. Ça semble être l'œuvre d'un spécialiste, mais qui donc? Il y a un noyau de fruits à l'intérieur de ce tas de feuilles. Il semble que quelqu'un a été ici récemment, mais il n'y a pas d'autre indice. Ok. Ces lits dans la terre semblent avoir été créés par un tapis de bambou. Quelqu'un a dormi ici. Mais ce tapis de bambou semble avoir disparu. Un feu qui s'est éteint. Quelque chose a brûlé ici il n'y a pas longtemps.
Looks like we were too late. This has gotta be where the newcomers rendezvous with whoever they're working for. But all the evidence has been destroyed. Look at these ashes. Someone was burning documents not long before we arrived.
Could there be anything left? Maybe the wind could have blown the fire out before everything was finished burning.
The odds of that are very slim. It's practically impossible. I've checked. All the paper's been burned. There's only ash left now.
Why don't we wait for them back at the Black Cliff Forge? They've got to go back there sooner or later.
We can't count on that. Clearly they were based here at one point, but it's mysteriously abandoned now. To me, that says that whoever's behind this has moved them somewhere else, to throw our investigation off course.
Darn! Guess this is where our trail runs cold.
Make no mistake, the purpose of our trip wasn't to find any solid evidence. We just need to figure out who's behind Jur-E. I smelled something peculiar the moment I came in. Those newcomers probably thought they'd be safe as long as they burned the letters. But what they failed to consider is that paper and ink from different regions produce different odors when they're burned.
Really? Paimon can't smell anything. Do you smell anything?
Un sumérien, j'imagine. Il avait un parfum très léger. Il y avait un parfum très léger.
There is a certain place with a freezing cold climate.
Ah,
There's nothing
bah.
but ice as far as the
Non
eye
mais
can
oui.
see.
Snaznaya, évidemment. Comme par hasard.
Some wealthy people there put floral fragrance in their ink as a way of injecting a little romance into their writing. When that fragrant ink is burned, this is the exact
Ouais, bah,
odor
voilà.
that it leaves behind.
C'est étonnant, Snaznaya. Des fatouilles.
Exactly. The evidence will soon be blown away by the wind, so it's nothing we can arrest anyone with. But it's all I need. Now I know who we're dealing with. I can plan our next move.
Lady Yelan! Oh, thank goodness I finally found you. I thought I'd never see you again.
Who are you?
Don't be alarmed. This is Upei. He's Wenyuan and Shanghua's colleague. I sent him to look into Jur-Yi's regular contacts. Since Jur-Yi likes fishing, Upei thought he might know some of the fishermen and sailors, so he took a boat out to sea to ask around. I left him a note at Yanshang Tea House telling him to look for me at Blackcliff Forge when he got back. If there'd been an ambush waiting for us there, it means we'd have had some backup. So, what did you find out at sea?
Forgive my incompetence. I'm afraid I've come up empty-handed. I asked all the fishermen multiple times, but none of them had any interactions with Jur-Yi before. Then the waves got so choppy I ended up falling overboard. Fortunately, someone managed to drag me out. When I got back, I heard that you'd gone to Blackcliff Forge and might need backup, so I went straight there as fast as I could. Didn't even stop to change my clothes.
Well, Uncle Tien said that Jur-Yi once bought a recipe from one of the fishermen. Did you hear anything about that at all?
What? That's news to me. No, that's not possible. It's absolutely not possible. Lady Yelan, I'm telling you, I spoke to every single fisherman out there, and none of them mentioned anything about a recipe.
Interesting. Then I wonder how that even more wonderful fish soup came about.
Fish soup? What fish soup?
Nothing. Our priority right now is to find a way to get our hands on some solid evidence. Well, any suggestions?
Si on peut les attraper au moment où ils se réunissent.
Not a bad idea. Upei, what do you think?
Honestly, I've already tried following Jur-Yi, but the guy's too cautious. Never meets with anyone suspicious.
Okay, so tailing's out.
No, we'll still need to tail him. But first, we need to do some groundwork.
Groundwork?
When you've worked in intelligence for a long time, you'll understand that no one can stay on high alert forever. Especially when he thinks he's about to win. Tomorrow morning, I'll announce his victory at Yuehai Pavilion. Take a guess what you think he'll do next. Be sure to arrive on time. You won't want to miss the show.
Donc là, du coup, on est à la dernière quête normalement. Analyse des candidatures. Conclusion inévitable, attendez le lendemain, 9h, 11h. Effectivement, c'est la dernière. Hop. Hop. Comme ça, on va pouvoir voir. Comme ça, on va finir la quête aujourd'hui. Et demain, du coup, bah... Ah, je sais pas si on aura... Je pense pas qu'on aura le temps de faire les profondeurs dans cet épisode-là, par contre. Hop. Rendez-vous au pavillon UA pour annoncer les résultats. Alors, on va aller voir ça.
It looks like we're all here. Well then, time for me to announce the results of the assessment process. I won't drone on about the importance of the Tianshu role. Suffice to say that Uncle Tien entrusted me with the monumentally important task of assessing the candidates. And now, it falls to me to give him a satisfactory answer.
All of us here know the score. Don't beat around the bush, just get on with it.
Qianwei has many pioneering ideas, but some of his plans are lacking in detail, and he easily gets into testy exchanges with other people. Mingbo is reliable, but not quite ambitious enough, and because of his personality, he struggles to win people over. In contrast, Zhi is evenly balanced across the board and enjoys an excellent reputation in Liyue. After much consideration, I have decided to recommend Zhi to the Liyue Qixing.
What?
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. Honestly, I'm a little surprised to hear my name being announced. In my estimation, all three of us are worthy candidates for the Tianshu position. As your competitor, I've become keenly aware of your great talents. Would either of you entertain the possibility of working with me in the future and taking on some of my workload?
I'll have to see. I'm in a bad mood. This is the last thing I want to be thinking about right now.
I don't mind, as long as I can help.
Okay, well, that's all from me. Zhi, you'll have some preparation to do. It won't be long before you're informed of your official appointment. I hope you will work hard and make Uncle Tien proud.
I will live up to the Tianshu name. On this, you have my word. I should go. I need to pack my things, and then I think a celebratory meal is in order. Would anyone like to join me?
Count me out. I'm not in the mood for a celebration.
Zhi seems pretty relaxed now. This would be a good time to follow him.
Hey, Traveler, tell me something. What exactly does that guy have that I don't? If you can't answer that, I'm not accepting this result.
Je demande un recomptage. Il va faire une Trump.
I, also wouldn't mind knowing.
Oh no, if we get stuck here, we won't be able to leave.
Follow him.
Yes, ma'am.
Passer un certain temps à trouver les mots pour partir Qianwei et...
We finally got rid of them.
Lady Yelan, Zhi has gone towards Feiyun Slope.
Follow him, quickly.
So Zhi really sided with the Fatui? But
On va voir ça.
Uncle Tien thinks so highly of him. Why would he do this?
Difficult to say, but everything should become a lot clearer when we find him.
On va aller voir ça.
I'm sorry, Lady Yelan. We lost him. He's too good at this. We weren't able to keep following him without being seen.
How the heck did he manage to shake Yelan's subordinates? I guess Zhi didn't let his guard down. Still as vigilant as ever.
No, Upe says he's much more relaxed than usual. Maybe it's just how he's wired. Perceptive enough to sense when he's being watched.
But how?
Don't blame yourselves. Let's not forget he was trained by Uncle Tien himself. Evading detection is not an unusual skill for him to have. If I'd asked you to tail Uncle Tien, you'd have ended up at a dead end too. It's fine. So, where did you lose him?
Shinyue kiosk. He only went in briefly. Upe and I were watching outside the whole time. A few moments later, a man dressed in a completely different outfit came out. Upe had a feeling that it was him, but we couldn't get close enough to check without blowing our cover. I figured that if we spooked him, it would undo what we've accomplished today so far. Another option would have been to arrest him there and then, but without any evidence, that would have been meaningless. So I stopped Upe, and I stayed here to wait for you while that meathead went to ask around in Shinyue kiosk.
Good work. The fish didn't take the bait, but that's okay. As long as he's still swimming around, we'll find a way to catch him eventually. The key is figuring out what he's trying to achieve. Let's go to Shinyue kiosk.
On va voir ce qu'il prépare. Non. nickel. Bon bah écoutez, toujours ça de prix. Hein. Beaucoup de
Could you
cinématiques. Hein.
explain to me how that works? A guy like him comes in, changes his whole outfit right under your nose, and you don't even ask him about it?
Our customers are free to dress however they please. What grounds would I have to question him?
Okay, fair enough, but didn't you think it was just a little bit strange?
Well, maybe I did, but it still doesn't give me the right to stop him.
Enough. Let's tone this down a little. I'll make this quick. Just one question. What did he buy while he was here?
Oh, he didn't buy anything. He just picked up a bottle of liquor that he ordered ages ago.
A bottle of liquor?
Yes, a very strong kind. Fiery, with a rich flavor. Not something the average customer would order. This gentleman ordered it in person from us a long time ago. He was only here today to pick it up.
Liquor and wineware. I see. Let's go.
Where to?
Shigu Antiques.
On est en train de faire du shopping à Liyue en fait. Alors, voyons voir. Et ici, qu'est-ce qu'il y a?
Hey, Miss Linlong. Sorry to bother you. Jur-E ordered a wanware set from you not long ago, right? We're friends of his. He's been telling us how impressed he is with the quality, considering how affordable it was. So we just had to come and take a look for ourselves.
Sure. Which model are you looking for?
We don't really know a whole lot about wineware. Let's just go with Jur-E's choice. Would you be able to show us the one he bought?
Jur-E picked up his set not long ago. As a quality imitation of an antique wineware set, it has the look and feel of a luxury item. Just so you're aware, we don't have many of this model left in stock, and now that Mr. Jur-E has taken one, I'm afraid it may encourage the price to go up a little.
Don't worry, price shouldn't be an issue. I'm sure we can work something out. But I'm just a little hazy on one thing. Did Jur-E's wineware set include wine glasses, or...?
For this set, the wine glasses are sold separately. Minimum purchase is 1 glass, maximum is 4. Mr. Jur-E bought 2.
Dire que la fille elle a aspiré de l'hélium avant de faire sa ligne de dialogue.
Okay. Thanks, Linlong. Seems there's a little more to buying wineware than I first thought. We'll have to mull it over.
Well, don't take too long. We could sell out any day now. Alright, see you next time.
Trouve un endroit calme aux alentours.
This is turning into a real headache.
Je vais voir les poules, tu les verras après.
I'd just like to point out that we have the self-professed Grand Master of Fieldwork
Oui, c'est
here
bien
to
le
thank
poulet
for
aussi.
being wholly incapable of tailing an ordinary civilian without being seen.
It's not like you did any better.
My specialty is information trading, okay? I don't have the physical agility. What's your excuse?
Fair point.
Yelan, so has the plan failed? Oh, if we can't figure out where Juri went, there's not much we can do. But why was he buying liquor at Shinui Kiosk anyway? To celebrate?
If so, it's no ordinary celebration.
What do you mean?
First of all, Jur-E isn't much of a drinker. On some level, he hates alcohol because of what it did to his father. If he was just looking to celebrate by himself, he wouldn't spend his meager savings on an expensive bottle of alcohol, let alone buy a pair of special wine glasses. No, this is a victory feast, held in honor of Jur-E's private sponsor. Whoever this person is clearly enjoys hard liquor and has a very high status, hence the need for expensive-looking wineware.
L'imaginer, c'est un des exécuteurs des Fatui.
Now, where might we find Fatui who match that description, I wonder?
Banque du Nord.
Fatui officials. Should be either the Snezhnayan Embassy or the Northland Bank.
Have both locations surrounded. Take as many people as you need.
Lady Yelan, is it time for us to make our move? If so, you can count me in.
Get with the program, would you? This is a covert surveillance operation. Jur-E may be vigilant, but that doesn't mean the same is true for his drinking buddy. In which case, we don't need to change tactics. Just change who we're following.
Great idea! So we just need to find out who Juri bought that liquor for and follow them instead!
But Lady Yelan, if we get caught, this could become a major diplomatic incident.
I'm well aware, but don't you see? Juri is gambling everything on this. If we really want to catch him, we're going to have to accept a little risk ourselves. Stick to your orders, and make sure we're covering all other bases too. Anywhere else Juri might be going. I want eyes on those locations.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't worry, Lady Yelan. Juri may be a slippery character, but we'll keep a close watch on the movements of all Fatui officials.
I'll be waiting for you at the tea house. If I'm guessing correctly, Fatui officials are likely to take action at night. You should go and get ready. Then meet me at Yenshang Tea House.
Eh bien. Allez voir Yelan à la maison de thé Wangshang. La maison de thé qui est par là du coup. Hop. Alors. Est-ce que c'est la fin de la quête?
Wenyuan just sent word that the Fatui ambassador, Yusupov, just left the embassy alone. He's heading in the direction of Qingshu Pool.
Qingshu Pool? That's the place Juri mentioned in his manifesto!
It looks like that's where they've arranged to meet. Sensible choice, I'll give them that. Qingshu Pool is always crawling with monsters. Most people wouldn't dream of going there. It's one place they won't need to worry about being seen.
Oh no, we gotta go get them!
Let's go. If my hunch is correct, we just might hit the jackpot this time.
Ok, donc c'est là qu'on va avoir le donjon. Donc on finira pas l'épisode aujourd'hui, on finira pas la quête aujourd'hui, on la finira demain et limite c'est tant mieux. Comme ça, si demain ça peut nous prendre la fin de la quête, le temps des abysses et le pool de Neuvillette, c'est cool. Comme ça au moins on a juste à se rendre à Sumeru. Et l'épisode d'après on pourra l'accéder totalement sur Sumeru.
Anyone with any sense steers well clear of this place. I've looked into the place
On s'en allait
before.
explorer à l'époque
There's
ça.
a workers' entrance somewhere around here. Follow me.
On a plus rien à trouver ici. Là il y a des... Ok. Vous voulez qu'on aille là-haut, non? Ah, c'était là en fait.
There's been some work done on this place in the past, but it's a bit of a labyrinth inside. I can't guarantee we'll be safe once we're underground. The workers left an emergency
Ah, c'est un
access
donjon,
route.
d'accord. Le donjon
If
il
we
est
can
directement
find
là.
it, this will be a much easier journey. Still, be ready to fight at any moment. Any resistance needs to be taken out quickly and quietly. We don't.
Don't worry, we're all professionals here. By the way, Yelan, where are your three little helpers at?
They have other things to take care of first. We couldn't afford to wait for them, but they'll join us later.
Bah écoutez les gens, on rentrera dans ce donjon la prochaine fois. En tout cas, j'espère que cet épisode vous aura plu. Si c'est le cas, évidemment, n'hésitez pas à liker, partager, à vous abonner, à activer la cloche. N'hésitez pas à nous rejoindre évidemment sur Twitch et sur le serveur Discord pour vivre en direct les aventures ou venir discuter avec nous, participer au live ou encore même regarder des animés. Hein. Là, je pense que ce soir, honnêtement, je sais pas si on va faire du Mario Kart. Je sais pas. Je t'avais dit Roxa sur du Mario Kart, mais en vrai, est-ce que c'est le travail qui me fatigue en avance alors que la semaine n'a même pas commencé, ça sent mauvais. Mais bref, en tout cas, j'espère que vous aurez apprécié cet épisode et de toute façon, on se retrouve dès demain du coup. Pour la fin de la quête de Yelan, on retente les abysses et on verra si on a Mister Neuvillette. Avant de se diriger vers, du coup, Sumeru. Enfin, Sumeru. Allez, en tout cas, je vous remercie de regarder. Je vous dis à demain tout le monde. C'était Moclès et salut, salut.